guys, Anthony, 4x4 Touring Australia. We've just got a bit of track or road condition report in June 2021. This is going to cover from Windorah, that's Windorah, Wind and Dora, you know, Dora the Explorer. Windorah with a H on the end, 9 letters, Windorah. Okay, so we're travelling from Windorah to Boulia. That's B-O-U-L-I-A, Boulia. It's about 580 k's or something from memory, about 6.5 hours driving. A lot of blacktop like this now, and it's going to be a bit of dirt as well. So we're just going to let you know what the conditions are like, how many vehicles you expect to see out here. So far we've been on the road probably, I don't know, a bit under an hour, probably 45 minutes. The only vehicles we saw so far were 2 coming into Windorah as we left. I don't think there was anything else going, one other one going the other way. So we've got this single lane thing where, as explained in other videos, it's a bit of a hard one actually, because you know, who you know, do you just, because when you do the one wheel off thing, one tyre, you know, you move to the left, you're spraying a lot of rocks everywhere, and you know, so it's not the best really to do it, so you got to slow down anyway. I just think it's better if everybody keeps an eye out and give way to the longer convoy if there is one, or give way to the bigger vehicle if it's you know, if it's 1-to-1, if there's, you know, 6 cars and 1 caravan. That's probably wise the caravan slows down early, pulls over, the others can get past staying on the black without creating any dust or throwing any rocks. But yeah, a lot of it, as we've seen up around Outback Queensland, around these areas, is this single lane blacktop. And when you go off the side, you got to watch it, because depending where it is, you got to see these white markers we're coming up to now. They're only about a metre and a bit from the edge, so you can't sort of get a big vehicle off and keep continuing anyway, depending where you are. But there's quite a few sections that widen up, like this right here, so it can be wise to just wait to get past, whether it's overtaking or you know, that sort of thing. Obviously, you know, if you got to get past someone, that can be a little spot you can do it. But once again, it's one of those situations, if you catch up to a slow vehicle on a road like this, you would hope for everyone's own good, they just, you know, start slowing up, indicate, pull off and virtually come to a stop so you can go past, because obviously, again, they're going to spray you with rocks, and then if they don't do that and you go past, there's room to go past on the right just there, you're going to spray a lot of rocks, so someone's going to end in tears if people aren't considerate. Considerate's the word. So at the moment we're heading this way. I reckon we've got about, I think it's about 300 odd k's, 350, 380 to I think it's Bedourie, right? That's below a couple hundred k's down from Boulia. Yeah, so the first half we're going to see a lot of sealed road like this, and hope you're enjoying the scenery. We are, and it changes a lot. There's a lot of cows out here, a few horses, stuff like that. A lot of the bigger stuff you got to keep an eye out for. Where it's wide open, you're pretty well okay, but once you come into the scrub areas like this, you got to keep an, you know, shadows and things, and sometimes you got to identify what it is well before you get there, so you know if you got to slow down or whatever the case may be, because it doesn't matter if you got a bull bar, it's not going to protect you from a bull. So there you go. No, better not call it a bull bar. What do they call it? Front protection device. Small ruse, you'd probably be okay, but they won't be, so something to think about. We'll continue down the road. If we've got any other information, we'll update it a little bit later in the video. If you like these road reports, remember to subscribe and turn the bell on so you don't miss the next one. We've just passed the turn off to Birdsville on our left, continued straight. We're 280 k's from Bedourie, and we've travelled 110 k's from Windorah. There's a little rest stop on the right, so if you like to stop every 100 k's, that could be the spot for it. But we continued on because we've only been driving for just over an hour. Usually stop every couple of hours, whatever the case may be. Let you know once we're on the dirt what it's like. And that's the dirt. 130 k's from Windorah. We're going to see how the road conditions like without letting the tyres down once again. We mentioned that in another video. We've got an oncoming vehicle, and we'll give you some more info so soon. Okay, a bit of roadworks here, so current speed limit is 60 k's. Looks like they might be working on sealing it. Looking over to the left, the works they're doing there, so I think they might be putting that single strip of blacktop in. Some work in progress. It is a developmental road. Free car wash. Okay, and we're just off the end of the roadworks. It probably went for about 5 k's like usual, probably doing a 5k section at a time. And we've got, as suspected, some sealed blacktop on this side again. 140 k's almost out of WINDORAH towards Bedourie at the moment. Section of dirt, 170 k's west of WINDORAH. Seems to be in awesome condition at the moment, and I'd imagine that's how it normally probably is. I was looking in the comments and someone said, oh, so it's blacktop all the way, when are you going to get to the Outback? Well, the answer is, there is sometimes blacktop in the Outback, but sometimes, usually, there's not, like this. So that's what we're doing, showing an example of the roads and perhaps some of the ways you can handle it. But definitely out in the Outback, kind of in the, well, this is Outback Queensland, so north of the centre of Australia, but you could say in the areas around central Australia. Changing scenery. Quite a lot of flat nothing, quite a lot of, you come over creek areas where the trees are, which we'll go past soon. The road so far continuing in typical good dirt road conditions as you'd expect in the Outback, what we usually see. It's not a particularly bad road, it is pretty good, I'd say better than average, if you know what I mean. But personally, I wouldn't bring caravans out here. I don't want to drag a caravan out here and risk the possible damage and the inconvenience it's going to cause. Caravans and campers are never as reliable as Toyotas. Sorry to the people that don't own Toyotas, but you know, that's just a fact. That's why people use them. They're the majority out here. Gotta watch out for those washouts, not too bad, a few little... Anyway, smooth road. 180, 190 k's west of WINDORAH. Here they come. Bada bing, we're just going to stop and have a bit of a quick bushy stop. Sensible driver slowing down. Let's go. So we're 230 k's west of WINDORAH. Kind of like out in the middle of nowhere, so make sure you've got your RAC top level of cover, and make sure you've either got a sat phone or other vehicles with you, because out here it's far from no phone service is a bit of an understatement. So yeah, wise to not travel alone. We do see people travelling out here on their own with caravans, you know, each to their own. It's all okay until something goes wrong. Obviously avoiding the wildlife's a lot harder when you're towing a caravan. You can't slow down or manoeuvre, or I'm not saying you should manoeuvre when you're trying to dodge a cow, but depending on the circumstances, mainly the slowing down. So you're a lot more higher risk of something happening with that setup. So just something to think about. I was just saying, I certainly wouldn't bother bringing a caravan down here. You know, the dust is going to get into it. You know, if you like it dusty on the inside and cleaning jobs, that sort of thing. These sort of tracks are for Toyotas and camping and whatever the case may be. Carry your camping gear. They seal up pretty well if you use them right. We've got all that detail in our other videos, running it on fresh and the fan, etc., and why and where the dust comes in. Now, brown cow. Shout Dopey. He's backing up. Alright, so our estimation, we're about 100 k's yet to go to get out to Bedourie. And we were just saying, it's definitely Toyota country. And don't travel on your own. We haven't seen anyone out here for ages. It's very quiet on the roads. Mate, we could run the video like this all day and drive on the wrong side of the road and show you there's nobody out here. If you break down, stay with the vehicle, but we're just having a bit of a giggle working out if you had to walk. Okay, so it's about 2 days, and that's if you could carry enough water, depending how hot it is, what conditions, what time of the year. You know, at the moment it's only 22 degrees, not too bad, but you've got the sun out, and walking's exercising. You're going to need some water, and yeah, I suppose you can find water in a few places. Might be a bit dirty though, but it'll keep you going. Yeah, so just seriously have a think about it before you're travelling out here. Okay, so 320 k's west of Windorah, and we've touched onto the landing strip again. Bit of sealed road. Once again, track conditions very good. I don't see anyone else out there to help you when things start falling off your caravan or camper trailer. Usually on these sorts of tracks is where we do see a lot of people getting tyre damage. It's usually on the trailers and the caravans and stuff is first. So if you're going to risk it, you probably need to carry at least 2 spares and be prepared to replace them at the next stop, because sometime after that you'll probably need to use them again from what we've seen on the side of the track and talking to people in caravan parks. And there's tyres that are really reliable out here, and there's tyres that aren't, so do your research. We'll let you know how long this sealed road goes for. We're just passing one of the, where you can turn off to the left of Birdsville, 200 k's, and the last rest area 50 k's before Bedourie. On the right just there, there's toilets and shelter and a water tank. And the last one back, I think, was about 90 k's back. Another little bit of information if you're planning your trip, to compare fuel economy between what you get on the sealed road and this sort of dirt road, changing nothing else. I'll give you some examples. So on the blacktop, so in the Prado, I reckon we were getting about 10 litres per 100 k's before the dirt, thereabouts, and as soon as you hit the dirt, without changing pressure or anything, you can feel the resistance. The vehicle speed drops if you don't change anything else. You know, you got your foot in that position, and the vehicle speed drops from the 100 and, you know, close to 110 mark down to about the 90k mark, sort of thing, without changing anything. And the fuel economy goes from about, well, just under 10 to just under 12, so up about 2 kilometers per 100. So you've got to allow about 20% more fuel use if you're doing calculations for a trip. What you use on the blacktop and the dirt, add 20% for a vehicle on its own without towing. That may be more or less if you lower your pressures. It's going to vary depending what you lower your pressures to, what tyres you've got, and what your load is. Can make it better or worse, could go either way. We usually obviously drop the tyres down on a lot of these sorts of roads, but we're doing a bit of R&TU, that's research and tell you, how it works out. And most of our vehicles were running BFGs because, well, that's what we've found over history of the majority of people using them, like Toyotas being the most reliable in the Outback and one of the most grippiest tyres off-road. That's what they're for. So when you tell us how good your tyres are, please tell us if you're talking about that and you do a lot of Outback trips like this and out on the tracks, absolute grip, or whether you're talking about how good they are on the blacktop, because it's 2 completely different things. Anyway, we'll keep moving. Looks like about 50 k's to go to Bedourie. We'll give you a final track report once we get there. 350 k's west of Windorah, and we're back onto some sealed road. Alright, we're turning right to Bedourie, Route 32. The road was sealed all the way to that turn, and I believe it will be into and beyond Bedourie. There'll be a few patches of dirt road. We'll let you know about that. We're about 22 k's out of Bedourie. Bedourie. Coming into Bedourie. Lunch stop. What is it? 1 p.m. Bit of a late lunch stop, but you know, thought we'd keep moving after our last stop. There was a heap of flies. It was crazy. So we're hoping it's better here, but you never know. We could be eating flies for lunch. But alright, Boulia 196k, away we go. Nice and quiet in Boulia on a Sunday. Alright, here we go. What I meant to say was Bedourie to Boulia now, so it's about 200 k's. It is sealed all the way, and all the way it's pretty well wide enough for 2 cars like this. Wide enough for a car and a truck actually, you know, you just move over to the edge kind of like, you know, like this. Don't go off the edge is ideal, then you start spraying rocks and risk of losing it, unless you're going to slow down of course. If there's a truck, a wide load, we actually had a couple of wide loads near the start, so you can slow down a bit more if you're going to go off the side, give a bit extra space, that's good. Anyway, hopefully you enjoyed and got some information from the trip from Windorah to Boulia. Remind you again, if you want to press the like, so then we know we're doing the right thing, and turn the subscribe and bell on so you don't miss the next important bit of information. You can search our channel for other tracks and trip information. Have a look at some scenery, track days, and also vehicle setup, touring information. Thanks for watching. Over and out. See ya. Oh, I was wrong. The last 5k's isn't sealed yet, but they're working on it. Nearly done. Anyway, 5k's to Boulia. That's why you wait till the end. Now you know there's a little bit of dirt, but hopefully by the time you get here, there's not. That's bada bing, bada boom. We're out of here.